A very pleasant good afternoon as we welcome you in to the Tuesday edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here at Quaker Steak and Lube. A great place to come on down and watch those Olympic Games, as well as college hoops, college hockey, NHL, NBA. I mean, if you have to, we'll have Major League Baseball games in the not too distant future. You can check it all out on the many TVs here at Quaker Steak and Lube. Of course, great food, great selection, and great beverages, Goon, to wash those food items down with, I've noticed.
Of course. Yeah, buffet tonight, by the way.
And yes, the all-you-can-eat wing buffet gets underway right as we go off the air at 4
with
o'clock.
The appetizers, the sides,
yes, all of the
dessert. It's all part of it. It's
all
amazing.
of the stuff that you would come to expect with the wings here at Quaker Steak and Lube. Lots to get into today. Olympic Games are, of course, continuing through the week, and we will talk a little bit about that. Penn State hockey, not quite the weekend the Nittany Lions were hoping for out at Michigan, but plenty of time here to get things on the right track down the stretch and headed toward the postseason. Also, Penn State Wrestling on Friday night, and I mentioned on our morning show I would pass it along once we got the information. I really thought this could happen, and it did.
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Penn State is ranked number 1 in the Intermat rankings this week.
Unheard of.
Number 1 in the entire country, folks. Penn State has been number 1 in the Intermat rankings all season long, even though Flow Wrestling at one point actually did have Penn State ranked second.
Yes,
behind,
I did see that.
Ohio State, which
because
was
of current records.
fairly
Sure,
amusing.
Sure, it was.
But Nittany Lions
how'd that go for Ohio State last week?
Have a couple of guys that have moved up in the rankings. Mind you, they have 6 wrestlers ranked number 1 in the country at their respective weights. Marcus Blaze moved up from number 4 to number 2 with his victory over previously second-ranked Ben Davino on Friday night. And then Cole Marasola with the biggest jump in the rankings. He moved from number 12 to number 6 after his win over Nick Feldman.
Watch him every week. He gets better. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, I know I'm the novice wrestling guy, but there's a guy you sat there and watched, and once he got his opportunity, I think you're the one who said it. If you give this kid an opportunity, he's going to take advantage of it. Deanna's brother.
Yeah, and listen,
tough kids,
a couple of things about it. It is interesting and kind of fun to just hear the comments. I've had some people reach out to me. I have a buddy who I guess went golfing. I think it was over the weekend with some Ohio State alums, and apparently, at least his version is that throughout the season they've been talking some smack, and it's like, wait till you see. You don't understand how good this Ohio State team is. And he said, I actually did take the high road, and he's like, I didn't rub it in when they brought it up. It was like, yeah, I think Penn State wrestled really well. It was one of the better matches they've had all season, and credit to the Ohio State kids. I mean, they were battling to go on either way. He's like, I really did. I just bit my tongue and let them have at it, and they were not a happy group. Big wrestling fans, big football fans, and they were not a happy group after Friday night's
and that hurts my feelings.
Result. And listen, a couple of things can be true at the same time. And it is true that, at least 4 of those results could change in the postseason. I mean, they were matches that could go either way. All 4 went Penn State's way. I don't think that's an accident. I don't think it's a coincidence. I do think there are reasons that Penn State, more often than not, and always, not even close to always, well, this year pretty close to always, but they are winning the close matches. And I do think there is a testament to what we saw Friday night, to what is happening in the room. Because, and I brought this up on our morning show earlier this week, Goon, and I think you can speak to it from a football perspective. I think in any sport, it can be dangerous when things are rolling and you're winning blowout after blowout after blowout, and then all of a sudden, whoa, now we're in a tight game. And especially if it's against a team or an individual, depending on the sport, who has had to grind their way, and they've had some close battles, wins or losses that they've learned from, right? And now all of a sudden, let's say they've had 3 or 4 games or matches or whatever it is, where it was like, man, it could go either way, and they win 3 of them, and the other one was, right there, and they've had those experiences. Well, now, hey, I know I'm what I need to do. Just keep calm on all of that. Sometimes when you are rolling along and then all of a sudden, whoa, now I'm in a tight one, it's like I'm not exactly sure what to do here. This isn't everything's gone according to plan to this point. This isn't how I planned it going to the third period or going to the fourth quarter. And it can really throw you off and mess with your confidence. And I do think it is a tribute largely to the room that Penn State has and the matches that they're seeing day in and day out in practice. But also, again, it is different being in that practice room, no matter the caliber of competition, and being out there in front of 16,000 plus and being able to respond the way all 4 kids did in pulling out the victories on Friday night.
Like the old man used to tell us back in the day, there's going to come a day when you're kicking the ball around and you're not supposed to win. The ball just does not bounce your way, and you got to find a way to win it. I mean, just take what you just said. They go out and lose 3 of those matches that of those 4 tight ones. Yeah, that Marisola match at the last match would be really damn important. It would be really, really big, and in a sick way, Cale probably would love for that to happen. As a coach, because you want to see how guys are going to react in that situation. Any coach wants to see how they're going to react in that situation.
Yeah.
And he puts them in that. Like Joe used to put us in those predicaments.
Yeah.
To test us, to see where we were at. So I just think with the Illinois game in 1994, when everything that could go wrong went wrong. From 9 o'clock in the morning until the end of that first quarter, not one thing went right, other than pizza and hoagies for lunch. I mean, that was the best thing ever. But and then Kerry's thrown interceptions. Kijana fumbled. We gave up a sack. It was crazy, man. So it was like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and it was just like, how do you respond from that? And I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know that Cale probably wants to see that. He probably doesn't like these complete blowouts and these. You know what I mean? In a coach way. He wants to get these guys prepared for every thing that could go wrong or could go right. Every situation he wants to coach for that. Any coach does that. But yes, those first 2 matches, or 2 of the first 3 go the other way. That's a whole different match, and it could very easily happen at the Big Tens, and even more so in the Nationals. It's they need to be on their toes, but Cale is not going to allow that to happen.
Well, and so that's the thing. So while it is true, I mean, it's just definitively true that those results could change at Big Tens and or Nationals. The likelihood of those results changing, if the same wrestlers meet, I think is not very high, specifically because of that. The track record is there for Penn State. Now, it does not guarantee anything. And I'm seeing, Penn State fans say, we know Penn State. You don't. You can feel really good about it and like their chances, and I'm with you. But we are not dealing with robots, despite what some fans of other teams may want to claim and what folks may believe. These are actually human beings, and they are kids. And while they are remarkable in both their talent, their makeup, and the way they are being coached, they are going to be facing other really talented wrestlers who also have really good makeup and are being coached by really good coaches, in some cases now specifically to beat the Penn State kids in question. Well, again, do I like Penn State's chances? Absolutely. But it is not just like an automatic, oh, yeah, it's a given. Now we know Penn State is going. You have to go out each time, and you don't know some of the other things that can factor in, right? Maybe there's you're struggling in a class at school and it's bothering you. Maybe you're having a girlfriend issue. Maybe you just got word that that there's a relative who is in really poor health. There are a ton of things, just like everybody else in life. And it's like, well, could something happen between now and then? Well, yes. Now, again, do these guys do a remarkable job of, man, they stay focused? Yes. And also, they are human. And, you look at the men's figure skating, I keep forgetting the guy's name, who is unquestionably heads and shoulders above everybody. He goes out there and falls a couple of times. I mean, everybody had already given him the gold. Again, stuff happens. Am I predicting that? Am I foreshadowing that with Penn State Wrestling? No, I am not. But again, we have seen major upsets in sports, in wrestling over the years. We've seen guys who, well, that guy can't lose. He won't lose. And, he loses. Mm-hmm. It happens. I've talked about it probably too often, but it is, to me, what is most remarkable about Penn State this season, and really under Cale since he's come here, is the number of wrestlers who have been consistently great. And I know I think there are some people that take that for granted way too easily, because it is really hard, no matter how gifted you are, no matter how much preparation you have, to really go out there and perform at a very high level, time in and time out. Like, that is really hard to do. And I'm not going to start naming. I mean, but you've seen it with wrestler after wrestler after wrestler with Penn State, where it's like, man, I mean, there might have been a day or two where they seemed a little off or something, but even in the losses, you're like, yeah, they went out there and wrestled hard and competed hard. And I mean, the other guy just had to wrestle a near perfect match to beat him. Mm-hmm. That is a testament certainly to Cale and the other coaches, Casey Cunningham and Cody Sanderson, and now Nick Lee and all of the coaches who have been there all along. But it is also a testament to the wrestlers and their ability to buy in to what they're being taught and to go out there. And again, it is much easier to say, and you just think about you at your workplace. Man, I'm going to put in 100% effort every day. Do you? I would love to tell you, oh yeah, man, I do every day. I don't. There are days where I'm flustered. I got other things going on, other things on my mind. I'm like, I gotta put this aside for a moment. I got to do what I got to do to get through this work. And so it is just really difficult to bring that type of consistency to the table day in and day out to the degree that this program has. And yes, Friday night, to me, with those 4 close matches, maybe more impressive than anything else this team has done to this point this season, specifically because they won all of those close matches when it was, hey, you you got to go or you're going to lose. They went and they found a way. And I think, the two that really stand out are the two guys that made the jump in the rankings this week in Marcus Blaze getting a reversal in the second period of the first tiebreaker to pull out the victory, and then being able to keep Davino on the mat. It wasn't like the reversal won it. If Davino escapes, depending on the timing, and I'd have to go back, I'm not 100% sure exactly where we were with the riding time and exactly when he got it clinched. But he was hanging onto those legs for a few seconds before he was able to work his way up and definitively secure the victory. And then Cole Mirasola, to me, a different type of mental fortitude in getting what I thought was a takedown, what I think he thought was a takedown. The Penn State coaches obviously thought was a takedown. Having that not be a takedown, the original call of no takedown upheld, and then staying with it, and again getting in on the legs. And when Feldman's trying to counter, you just settle in, and it's like, yep, it doesn't matter. Right? Take a takedown away, take this away. I'm going to find a way to win. That is, I'm just telling you, that is the fortitude that is going to allow you the opportunity to have big time success in the postseason, which is the most important part of the college wrestling season for these guys coming up in about a month from now.
I need you to verify something for me.
Yeah.
If Penn State's number 2s go out there and they could wrestle for Penn State 1A, where do they finish nationally?
Well, I think we talked about this.
I know. I
just want to clarify, because people keep I keep seeing posted Penn State's backups. If you're talking about true backups, they'd still fare very well. If you're talking about guys that aren't competing this season, a Tyler Kasak, a Masa Ono, a Nate Desmond, who obviously has been in the lineup and has acquitted himself very well. If you're talking about the guys that are redshirting that are projected future starters or have been starters and are taking this year to either grow into a new spot or just get some additional experience and let somebody else into the lineup, then yes, that team would be very competitive. I can't sit here and guarantee anything, but I don't think there's any doubt that that team, Desmond, Ono, Kasak, a Connor Pierce, who just continues to come on, an Asher Cunningham, who is right there. Yeah, Connor Mirasola, Lucas Cochran. And Will Hankel, who's the future, expected to be the future at 174, with Levi Haynes, the lone senior, in that Penn State lineup, leaving next year. So, yeah, do I think that team, Joe Seeley, if you put him in at 65, or Kasak at 65 and Seeley at 57, whichever way you do that, yes, that team would be very competitive in terms of contending for a national championship. Yeah, there's probably, I haven't sat down and I did earlier this season, but I think you would have still probably 5 guys that on paper, I think they would contend for a national title, and probably at least another 3 guys that would be strong contenders for All-America honors, which, again, that type of a mix would have you in the hunt for a national championship.
That would be 8 All-Americans. Wow.
Yeah, and again, that's not, obviously none of that is guaranteed, but you look at the history here and what you're
talking
seeing.
About it the other day, and my Ohio State friends are sitting there, and I'm like, I'm telling you, this is the stuff that I bring from you to talk to people, and I'm like, they actually might be better next year. In an absolute
yes.
They're going to go down this year as possibly the greatest team ever, And they actually still
Which, if
think
that
they-
happens, they would replace last year's team, which was considered
best
the
of all
greatest team
time.
ever. And that team
It's not considered. It is.
became
right?
the greatest team ever
Again.
by
Ugh.
besting what the previous Penn State team had done. So, yes, again, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but it's the potential there for Penn State to put out the best team ever in 4 consecutive seasons. Yeah, I would argue that is a distinct possibility as we sit here today.
Now,
yep.
This is just people drinking on a Friday night after watching the match, just shooting the crap and stuff like that. They said, when do you think Cale would eclipse Iowa? And I said, it's not Iowa. It's Oklahoma State who's the one that we're all chasing, correct? Back in the 30s.
Well,
50s,
depends
60s,
how you're. Yeah, again,
I like putting you on the spot like this.
It depends how you're looking at it too. Like, are you talking consecutive national titles? Are you talking just sheer dominance for a short period of time?
Well, they have 34
are you talking about national titles over like a 2-decade period? I mean, there's a bunch of different ways that you can evaluate a program long term. Now, Oklahoma State has the record for most national titles. Oklahoma State Wrestling has more national titles, team championships, than any team in any sport, any program in any sport. So in that sense, yes, everybody is chasing Oklahoma State.
They have more than Iowa and Penn State combined.
I would argue over the 20-year period that we're talking about, that, right now 17 years, but projecting ahead the next 3 years, and again, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's close that this would be the greatest, even if, truthfully, if Penn State wins the national title this year, and let's just play it out, and they get 6 individual champions, and then for some reason everything falls apart and nothing occurs the next 3 years with the Penn State program, which again would be highly unlikely. But even with that, I would argue that this would be still the greatest 20-year stretch for a college wrestling program. And I don't think any other program really is that close. I get the Iowa national titles and Oklahoma State national titles. But when you look at the individual champions, and then over this stretch in particular now, this being the 3rd year of a 3-year stretch, the individual accomplishments, and again, we need to see how it plays out in the postseason, and I think there's a lot of very exciting bouts coming up at both the Big Ten and the NCAA championships that will weigh toward determining ultimately this year's team's place in college wrestling history. But like, we've never seen a team go into its conference tournament with 7 undefeated wrestlers. Like, that is not getting 2 undefeated at the end of the season, at the end of the regular season, is, you're like, wow. Penn State had 4. Now 16 or 17, which was crazy in and of itself. But to have 7, to have more than half of your lineup undefeated, especially when you're going through a conference like the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I don't think you can properly explain just how truly unbelievable that feat is. And, if they end up with 5 or 6 at the end of the postseason, undefeated wrestlers, again, we've never seen anything like that at the NCAA level. So, yes, the potential is there for this team for this program and the Cale Sanderson era to go down, I think, very clearly as the best ever. Now, Sanderson, in terms of, again, bunch of different ways you can measure this. Dan Gable obviously has 15 national championships as a coach. That is the most by any single coach. Cale Sanderson right now is sitting at 12 and is second on that list. And obviously with a win this year would get to 13 and would be 2 shy of Dan Gable's record. And Gable's teams were phenomenal. They were dominant, but they weren't dominant in the way what we've seen these last few years, and really since 2016, what we've seen from Penn State in terms of the postseason dominance. Again, we've just not seen that with the number of finalists, number of champions.
Close to the meltdown that they were talking in the semis, remember?
Correct.
And it was like, oh my God, it's over. You know, they lost all these semifinal matches. They're not going to go for natties and that. And what, 4 guys?
Five guys come back and take third.
Just destroyed.
And Greg Kirkfleet obviously unable to go with the injury, or, you know, Penn State at least feels like they could have had a 6th. So, yeah, again, we'll see how it plays out.
The scenario happened where the bad scenario happened on the semifinals last year at the Natties. Or was it the Big Ten? That was the Nationals. Yeah. I didn't go to the Nationals last year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it was the Nationals. So the bad scenario happened, and look what happened. What happened?
Yeah.
Well, they just go to bed, wake up the next morning and say, okay, it's a new day. Here we go. This is what we're going to do today. This is how we're going to accomplish this. And then, bam, they go out and win all 5 of them.
Well, and to me, and I think we talked about this last year at the time, but to me, that really demonstrated more clearly than anything else that the kids are buying into the program. People, fans of other teams every now and then, oh yeah, Penn State just has fun. Well, they're having fun because they're winning. Well, they didn't win, and they came back. And if you looked, it wasn't just that they won. There were smiles. I mean, they weren't like glummed down. You didn't see headgears being thrown. And I'm not suggesting they weren't disappointed. Do not misunderstand. Those guys, again, they are training with the idea they want to be an individual national champion and then part of a national championship team. So I am not arguing that they were not disappointed. What I am telling you is they have the perspective that, hey, all right, yeah, that was a bummer. Man, I wish I would have won last night. But look at this. I get an opportunity to come back and wrestle a couple of more times, and I love this sport. I love competing, and let's go out and see what we can do. And they went out and did
some points.
Something very, very well.
Amazing.
So, yep, it is.
Yeah, I'm just going off of what, opposing teams and, people were talking about. My buddy, you were your guy playing golf with the Ohio State people who were just like, I mean, again, I was at the Cleveland the last time when we won the national title, and Ohio State had a really, really, really good first day, and Penn State really didn't. And you can see that their fans wanted the yap. They really wanted to, but they, deep in their heart and in their heads, they knew it was coming, and it ended up happening. It was awesome. So yeah, it's expected of those of Ohio State and stuff like that, but they really want to pop off, like the guy playing golf, like your buddy said. They wanted to be out there Saturday morning talking mad junk to your boy, and they just wouldn't allow it to happen. It's just amazing. It's something to hang your hat on too, because they do it the right freaking way. It's amazing. He's the man.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Again, Penn State winning at 36-5 over Ohio State to close out the Big Ten portion of the dual meet schedule. Of course, Penn State will host Princeton on Friday night. Princeton lost to Rutgers last night, and Penn State will be favored to get the shutout. All 3 ranked Princeton wrestlers face non-ranked Penn State opponents in Friday's match. So not exactly a favorable matchup for the Tigers here on Friday night, but has some neat history there between Penn State and Princeton. Might kick that around a little bit as the show unfolds here today.
I'm interested
as well. Again, we'll talk some hockey. Are actually showing some of the Penn State-Michigan game from over the weekend. Nittany Lions, again, get the tie before losing in the shootout, but it will go down as a tie on Friday night and then lose the 6-3 battle on Saturday. Obviously, Michigan and Michigan State, both outstanding teams and among the national title contenders for sure, what with them being ranked 1 and 2 in the country. Penn State holding steady, by the way, at number 6 in the rankings this week, and certainly a team capable of getting on a run here in the postseason and winning the national championship as well. Would have loved to have seen them get at least one of those games, though, out at Michigan this past weekend, but still a chance to build some momentum here toward the postseason for the Nittany Lions. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit as we continue as well. Not some good news earlier today for the Penn State men's basketball team. We'll touch on that when we come back as well. You are listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
You look a bit nervous, eh?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
And we are back on a Tuesday afternoon here at Quaker Steak and Lube. It is the Goon and Ironhead show, the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show, as we roll on here on this Tuesday. Again, a big weekend this past weekend for Penn State Wrestling. The Nittany Lions responding very well to the challenge from the second-ranked Buckeyes. Ohio State, obviously 3 starters out, including Brandon Cannon, ranked number 1 at 157. Hopefully Cannon will be back and somewhere near 100% for the postseason for Ohio State. I think everybody else is expected back for sure. I think they're all expected back. I think the question is, kind of where is Cannon going to be with his health in the postseason? But we'll all find out together here in a few weeks. So Ohio State wrapped up its stool season, by the way, on Sunday, so they'll spend the next few weeks now back training and getting ready for the Big Ten championships. Again, Penn State will close out the dual season on Friday night against Princeton. That'll be a 7 o'clock start at Rec Hall. And earlier today, Dylan Mingo, a lot of people were hoping, including yours truly. Come on, Dylan, join your brother Caden here at Penn State. That is not what Dylan Mingo announced. Instead, he is headed to North Carolina and said the North Carolina win over Duke and more so the reaction to that by coaches and players was a big selling point for him and ultimately choosing the Tar Heels. So big swing by Penn State. They miss out, but involved with the number 9 recruit in the country and one of the 4 finalists for that recruit. Again, this is going to be just such a crucial offseason coming up for Penn State. And I think this is a critical stretch run here for the Nittany Lions, Goon, because if you see this team finish up strongly, get some wins here down the stretch, play its best basketball of the season, right, then I think you can legitimately think as a player, hey, you know what? I just may be in on the ground floor of something special here, turning this thing around, and I want to stay. That's at least the optimistic Penn State perspective. Whereas I think if this thing falls apart down the stretch and you end up with just the 2 conference wins, right, it becomes a little harder to tell Caden Mingo, yeah, you know what, man, stick around here. You want to be part of this. And I'm singling Mingo out. I mean, same would go for the other underclassmen on that Penn State roster. So while the Nittany Lions aren't going to be headed to the NCAA tournament this year, I do think this final month of the season or few weeks of the season is vitally important for the Nittany Lions.
That hurt Saturday afternoon, man.
It did.
That Oregon game. I just had visions in my head. I was like, all right, they're out in the West Coast. They're all together. I talked about it during the show Thursday. There's some team bonding, some building going on out there. The guys were out there having a good time together. It's always good to get the team camaraderie going when you go into games. And going against an Oregon team that had one Big Ten victory. One. We had two. Now we're tied. Just a bad game. And disappointing because it was like, a lot like the last few years. Jeez, it seems like forever with the basketball team. And that is, it's so close. And you feel so close right there. And you want to buy in. And then it's like it just blows up again. And it's demoralizing, to be honest with you. And I can't imagine being on a team or coaching like Mike. I told you Mike has been a winner everywhere he's ever gone. He's going crazy right now, I'm sure. I guarantee he's probably working 90-hour days trying to get this thing straightened up. Trust me, no one's going to work harder than that man trying to get this right. And, going after Mingo's little brother, that was an honorable thing. It would be great to have the two of them together. And I'm sure that was the pitch. But I'm sure that, as a lot of what's going on right now, it doesn't, he could sit there and say, that Duke game was awesome and this and that, and the crowd was crazy. You could say that because we don't have that. That's definitely, I'm looking at that. I mean, well, yeah, but I'm also saying, what kind of check is he getting from North Carolina versus what we were offering here? Again, was it worth breaking the piggyback to bring a guy like that in there? Maybe, but I don't know what kind of piggyback we have to break. So I don't know. Hopefully, Caden stays here and we can build on, like you were saying. We got Rutgers tomorrow. That's a winnable game. We play them tight all the time, it seems. Get out the victory side of that one, get another pack a couple wins here late in the season, and go into the offseason like, hey, we were wrong. We were doing pretty well. Let's build from there. So, and they're a young team. They're super young. So you got to get these guys to buy in, stick around, and build it.
Yep.
But, I mean, people ask me all the time, how can't you do it? How can't they do it? How can't they do it? And then, I'm a football player, and I get it. It will be tough. It is horribly tough for a kid to come here as a basketball player knowing that you're going to be second fiddle to football. Like, I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm not saying that as an arrogant way. It's just like, okay, you're the starting point guard. You're a red shirt freshman, this and that. Nobody knows your name, but everybody knows the third team cornerback's name. The backup quarterback's name, they know that name. They know them, and they're into it, So it can be demoralizing as a basketball player, and then you're playing in the smaller crowds type of thing. So I can see where it's like it starts to snowball. But it just takes that one team to change it. And I think that Mike can do that.
Yeah, I will say, so I don't think it's my perspective is that it's not that big of a deal that you're second fiddle to football because it's a different season. And I would disagree. Like Caden Mingo is more well-known, well, certainly than the Iowa State kids that are coming in at the moment. That's not a fair comparison. But I'm talking about the everyday fan, not the diehards who live and breathe with every announcement. And there's a lot of them. I get it. But I'm saying there are a lot of fans that couldn't tell you even the starters on the offensive line. They know Caden Mingo, that they know the name because he's out there, Freddie DeLeon this season because of they're leading the team in scoring again or putting up good numbers. Where I think that the real struggle right now for the basketball program is they are really fourth fiddle right now at Penn State. I mean, the basketball program is at the moment on the fans pecking order clearly fourth behind football, men's hockey, and wrestling. And I think that is, I think that's tough when you're trying to go out and, again, build that program. And I know we've talked about this on the morning show. I think we've talked about it here, but it's just there is a limit to what most fans. I get that there's a lot of wealthy donors with Penn State, and maybe they can come in and go to 4 sporting events a week. But I think most fans, right, it's like, hey, I would love to go up and support Penn State athletics. Between the parking, the tickets, the
food,
concessions,
drinks,
all of that stuff, it's like I'm limited into what I can pick and choose to go see. And at the moment, you have Gavin McKenna, the hottest name in college hockey, and a program that was in the Frozen Four last year, an electric atmosphere at Pagula Ice Arena. That place rocks like none other, really, in college hockey. You have arguably the greatest dynasty of this generation in college athletics in Penn State Wrestling. And, one of the things that I think you were grateful for if you're a Penn State Wrestling fan is the opportunity to have those big moments in the dual meet against Ohio State. Because, again, the fans are going to applaud. They're going to be happy when you win a 15-0 technical fall. But what gets the place to erupt is a reversal in the second tiebreaker period of overtime, a takedown in sudden victory. Like, that's what gets those moments where the entire place explodes and you get the deafening sounds. And so you are competing against those two winter sports programs as well right now for the entertainment dollar if you're Penn State basketball. And again, I don't know that any of the coaches necessarily look at it that way, nor do I think they necessarily should, that, hey, we're competing with these other Penn State sports to get the fans' dollars to our program. But it's just a reality. Again, if you have 3 events on a Friday night, well, do you want to which one do you want to pick? I mean, yeah, that's, and I think it's a harder sell right now to say, yeah, you know what, I want to pick the basketball program over the other 2 programs right now. So it is. It's a tough hill to climb for Penn State basketball. I do think that Pat Kraft and Mike Rhodes are committed to making that happen, nonetheless, with this basketball team. And I think they're committing resources to it. I think they're scrapping to improve those resources, NIL and other things. And again, we'll see how everything plays out here over the next couple of years. I think next year is obviously going to be an absolutely critical season for the program. Both in turn, like that, you've got to show that this thing is heading in the right direction next season. And that starts, obviously, with keeping the roster, if not entirely together, largely intact from this season to next, so that you can start to build that continuity. And, certainly there are a couple of players, Caden Mingo chief among them, who you need to keep. Yeah, you need to figure out how to make sure they are part of this thing moving forward next season. So, again, we will see how everything comes together, hopefully comes together in this off season for the Nittany Lions. And again, that starts with a strong finish to the regular season. And obviously it would be nice to get a win or even 2 in the Big Ten tournament to boot.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, that's exactly what they need to get a little, like I said, momentum. I thought it was going to come out of that West Coast trip a little bit, and then they sort of lost it on Saturday afternoon to Oregon. So
yeah,
they come back here. They got Rutgers, and finish the season strong. That's what you got to do. And again, like, Mike's got to keep these guys together. The ones he wants to keep. I think he has a good core. I'd like to see some more size and some inside strength, but no one has that anymore. It's like there's like 3 teams in the whole country where big dudes go anymore. and we normally play them. This Michigan and Purdue was where like the top like bigs go. So they need to work on it. But again, I've been saying it for 3 years now. When it comes to work, I'm not worried about Mike Rhodes and not putting the work in because I know what he's going to do. He's a dog. He's going to absolutely work his rear end off to get this ship straight and ship righted. There's no doubt in my opinion. In my mind, that's what he wants to do. And he'll do it. I just know it. I know the type of guy he is. He's going to keep working and keep at it. So you need to do it. Stack some wins, get some momentum going, get them in the next season or into the off season and your transfer portal stuff.
Yep. Going to be again just a critical stretch run here, I think, in that regard. Want to go back and kick Penn State football around a little bit with the Blue-White Weekend. Announced that it will be April 25th. Exactly what Blue-White Weekend will entail. Are you hearing anything, Goon? I'm just curious as to how this thing is going to play out. I think it's obviously a big weekend for fans and alums to come back and get together. And, football is obviously one of the passions that unites the Penn State family. I am really curious to see. I've heard some ideas kicked around. I have no idea whether or not they're being kicked around by the administration or by the football program.
What did you hear?
Well, I mean, we've talked going back to last year. We talked about the idea of having some athletes from other teams involved and doing some multi-sport competitions.
Think of wide
having some fun. Yep.
Battle of the network stars.
Yep. And I think
I need Gabe Cotter out there.
I think that stuff would be fun.
I agree too. It's April, so wrestling will be done.
Well, folk style wrestling will be done.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. It continues. So would some of those guys go out and compete and doing some different stuff? And I think it'd be pretty cool in front of 50,000, 60,000 people going out there. And if it's a football game, it's a football game. It is what it is. Is it nice enough to have a wrestling match out there? I mean, I don't know. An inter-squad little blue-white wrestling match, who knows, Ironhead? Who knows?
Yeah.
They'll be out there, put that out there on the 50. I mean, what is it, overnight? How fast to put up the stage?
Yeah, they can put it up overnight. I don't think they
Or
necessarily want to
take
do
it
that
down.
Blue-White Weekend.
Oh,
I think
I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, but I would
looking to focus on the football
for different
program.
sports to do that. But I would love football to go out there. And people are like, this has been the age-old issue. So don't think this is a new thing because of the portal and because of this and the NIL. It sucked when Joe was here. There was no doubt about it. None of us wanted to be out there playing. He didn't want to be out there playing because he didn't want to get guys hurt. That late in the game. And then when Bill came here in 12, if you recall, he just had like a scrimmage and he was on a loudspeaker and James sort of grew on that a little bit. And it was more of a lack of amount of players for Bill. We really couldn't actually hold a game in 2011. So I don't know. I would love to get the other sports involved. I really would. And I think the other sports would love to get involved. I mean, they watch hockey. I mean, you ask the hockey guys what's it like playing in that football stadium. Ask Guy Godowski. What was it like? He just kept on saying, I could not get over it. How just awesome the whole experience was. If you watch that game, a couple times during the game, you see Guy just turning around and just like looking at the crowd going, holy crap, man, this is amazing. And you can see him in all of it. So, I mean, you can't tell me that you put a couple of wrestlers out there and stuff like that and in some kind of event with 75,000 people out there, that would be awesome. It'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, again, I think there's it's going to be interesting. I think you could do some skills competition just with the football team as well. Almost, similar to the NFL scouting combine in terms of, hey, let's watch.
You don't want to cross over?
The quarterback's throw. Let's watch the, you can do some target passing with the quarterbacks,
cool.
how long the kickers can. What's the longest field goal? I mean, you can have some fun along.
Just have the golf carts running across with the little big tires on the back, and then Tom Brady hit the one from 90 yards away the one year. What about dodgeball? I mean, there's obviously a background right there in the wrestling room. I mean, that's not size. But what if we just started wrestling different? Like wrestlers had to call guys out.
There you go.
And you're sitting there wrestling a 295-pound D tackle. We got Braden Davis at 141, ripping him down, beating the hell out of him. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, how it changes. Again, you're wanting the players to be to at least feel accessible to the fans. I think the young fans in particular, like you need, whether it's an autograph session or there needs to be something as part of it where you're making this special, obviously for everybody coming back, but the young fans in particular. I mean, the nice thing about the blue-white game has always been that if you are a low-income family, and it's like, you know what, we just can't, with the parking being what it is now and the tickets, and like there's just no way some families can justify the cost of going to a game. Well, blue-white weekend gives you an opportunity. Oh, this is what Beaver Stadium's like. This is, you see the scoreboard, the blue band, the cheerleaders, the whole bit. I mean, so I do think that's important to remain connected.
You and I have always agreed on that, and that is we need to get this younger generation in. We need to create
buying in
the next generation of fans who want to come to Penn State. They're going to go to school and go to get good grades because they want to come to Penn State because they want to cheer Penn State or they want to play for Penn State. No matter what sport. You can't tell me that, like, you tell me the wrestlers, they're pretty high end and they wrestle in some pretty damn awesome experiences. But you put them outside in that hockey arena with 75,000 people, would that be set to them? Would that be impressive to them? Would that be like, holy crap, this is awesome?
Oh, for sure. Sure.
All right.
Yeah. No, that would be obviously a
and what if we have
very unique opportunity?
Wrestlers playing hockey players wrestling and then on ice and see what happens. That would be hilarious.
There may be some liability issues that come into play here as well. I just have a feeling with the universities being run by lawyers to the degree they are these days that some of these ideas may not
Dude, Gavin McKenna, Cole Miracella matchup. Just that would be a great matchup right there. So
yeah,
true that, man.
Yeah, no, I think
I would love to get more sports involved, more people involved. Baseball teams out there, softball teams out there. They're in season. They could be playing a game. You want to bring the turtle over to watch a baseball. Go watch an inning over there. Go watch a quarter of football. Go over to watch softball. Even have basketball people in Bryce Jordan Center.
I think cool there's use some of the different venues and set up some different things at different times and make it a little bit of a smorgasbord weekend with football again being central to it. Whatever you do, and I'm not sure why you can't do the scrimmages,
the football ones.
Why you can't still do just a scrimmage. I mean, any taste of football is going to satisfy the fans.
The only thing I can think of, Jeff, it's the only thing I can think of, and that is because it's late April and you get somebody hurt that day. That's that much closer towards the season. That's the only thing I can think of. Why would you not? Or I guess that Matt Rule is the one who said, I don't want my guys being exposed on television for people to look at and possibly go after on transfer portal.
And maybe I just don't have the right feel for that. You think these coaches don't already know what you guys have? I hear the argument, and it's widespread, so I'm not saying there's no merit to it.
I don't agree with it.
I mean, all of these guys are recruiting the same play. They know what these players are, and you're saying suddenly because you see them in an intra-squad scrimmage, it's like, whoa, that guy is fast.
You got to go after him.
You knew that. Yep. Or that guy, man, he really does know how to block.
I just think it's one less
you
thing
saw
that the coaches got to prepare their teams for, and it's less work for them. I don't know. It just seems odd to me that is a excuse. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. That to me does not really
you got 15 practices.
make a lot of sense. But again, it apparently does to. I mean, it's not like Matt Rule's out there on an island by himself. The majority of coaches are echoing similar sentiments that it's hey, we don't want to put. But again, I think there's other things you can do to give the players a little bit of a fun experience and give the fans a football experience. I'll be curious to see what they come up with and then how it gets modified and what it looks like moving forward.
It's very interesting. And you're right, I'm right. It's just like, what's going on? I mean, it's like, okay, these are 15 practices. If Matt Rule is trying to say that, Joe Schmo is getting recruited because of his performance in the, their inter squad game, and come on, man, really?
Well,
and
the injury thing,
you don't want the injury. I get that, but you don't want to.
I don't even really get the injury thing. So you're telling me they don't scrimmage during the spring?
Like Florida State was was early on with this, and then James bought into it, and that was they want to get their spring practices done as fast as they can, because if they do have a guy get hurt, it doesn't matter if it's in the spring game or a spring scrimmage, is that they have that much more time to recovery. So
that's fine, but I'm saying you're scrimmage somewhere among the 15 practices. You're getting a couple of scrimmages in, presumably. Well, what different? Like you're not. It doesn't make it more likely or less likely that you're going to get injured because you're doing it in Beaver Stadium and there are fans there than if you were doing it in Haluba Hall and nobody's watching. Like I that doesn't make sense to me. But again,
It was a whole nother long weekend of work for the
to
coaching staff, in my opinion, and that's what these guys didn't want to do. It's one of the things I think of.
See what they come up with on April 25th. Oh yeah, you won't be here.
You won't either.
I'll be here on actually, depending on what time. You're right, probably.
And your friends really like you.
My friends really like me,
and your coworkers.
Well, that's good to hear.
We sponsored you a page or a half page or whatever.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't.
For what, Jeffrey? What did we sponsor you for?
Well, it would be a program for an event coming up here in April.
What was the induction to?
It is the Pennsylvania chapter of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, which is very, very humbling and very, very nice. Not false modesty, real modesty. When you look at the other people in there, somebody doesn't belong, but I am very appreciative nonetheless. It is, it really is professionally.
You're the voice.
The greatest honor I have had.
You're the voice.
So,
Harry Callis, Myron Cope, Mike Lang,
few of my heroes there. So
they're the voice. They're in the Hall of Fame. Do you think that they had less honor because they didn't play on the field? No.
Well,
it's a great honor for you, bro.
It is. No disputing that.
I still want to get you in the other. Who was the Iowa color commentator? The guy who's the role.
Mark Ironside.
Ironside. That's the greatest wrestling name of all time.
It is.
You and him got to wrestle. If they ever go to a tie,
I want no part of that. I will get crushed. Mark is a phenomenal. He's a phenomenal athlete, but one of the all-time greats in wrestling. And yes, it would be embarrassing. Doesn't begin to describe what that match.
You're out there alone, though. He actually there's a commentator and a color guy, right? You're out there swinging your.
That
own,
is
buddy.
true. He provides the color for Steve Grace, who does a great job in his own right with the Iowa wrestling broadcast. All right, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to talk some Olympic Games and what has caught our eye. It's I will say it is helping fuel my desire to get to the Olympic Games, and I think now I want to get to one of each before I die. And we have the Summer Games coming to LA. here in 2028.
You might know some people going.
And we have the Winter Games coming to Utah in 8 years, I think it is, right? It's not the next games, but the one following. So see if we can pull some strings and make that happen. I think it would be really cool. We'll talk some Olympics when we return. You're listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
You look a bit nervous, eh?
Terry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, The Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, The Fox, State College.
And we are back on a Tuesday afternoon. The Olympic Games continuing. Watching some figure skating as we speak here at Quaker Steak and Lube. Again, the all-you-can-eat wing buffet getting underway here as we go off the air at 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you want to come on down and watch some of these Olympic Games and enjoy the fantastic wing buffet. Again, it's the wings that they serve all the time. The world famous Quaker Steak and Lube wings. It's the same as what they always serve. And yes, they have pretty much the most popular sauces that are there. If you're like, oh man, I really like this sauce, but it's not out. Well, what you do, you see, is you let them know, hey, I would like some wings with this, and they will bring those out to you. Yes, so it is not just they are going to take care of you. Trust me when I tell you they will take care of you here at Quaker Steak and Lube. All right, Olympic Games continuing. The controversy with curling, Goon, it is I'm not used to hearing the cussing and especially from the Canadians. F-bombs being dropped. It is one of those things, I think, where, and I could be wrong, maybe they know they're cheating. I think I think the guy truly did not think he was doing what he was doing with the double touching.
Yep.
There is no question when you look at the video, and the reason I think he earnestly believes it is, again, they're not idiots. They know everything is being recorded, and it's going to be recorded from multiple angles. So, like, the idea that I'm going to get away with this, well, no, you know you're not. And he was so adamant about it. And I think all of us, maybe I'll speak for myself. I know I have had plenty of moments where it's like, no, I didn't do that. And then either you get 5 people saying, well, actually, I was there and you did. Or, again, nowadays there's cameras everywhere. It's like, well, Ironhead, what's this? Oh, son of a gun. And I'm not just talking about when you're drunk and you do something. I'm just, sometimes they're like, well, no, I did it this way. Yep. I did exactly what the coach told me to do. I threw overhand and released it, and then you look at the tape, and it's like, oh, no, I released it way too early or way too late. Right? Like, you've all had something along those lines. So I think my interpretation of it, and again, I could be wrong, but I think the Canadian, and again, now there's multiple accusations on multiple teams, and when you look at it, it's like, well, yeah, that's, and I didn't even know it was a thing. I don't know my curling rules well enough, but I think the guy is like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, I don't think he was intentionally doing it, but he clearly was doing it. I'm still not entirely sure that I understand the competitive advantage of that.
To put more spin on the thing or more speed, I don't know. I'm with you. I don't really know. I mean, I know that.
It seems like
your video I sent you last week.
Yes, that's a different.
What do you think those guys? Era. What do you think those guys would do if they found a cheater out there?
Oh, we'll triple touch it. Give me another cigarette.
Exactly. The one guy falling down with the heater in his mouth, it doesn't even move. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, curling's come a long way, baby.
They was on the Super 70s Sports X feed. There was a curling from 72, but you were right. Jeff and I had a conversation Thursday. I don't remember growing up watching curling.
I don't ever remember seeing it. I'm not saying I didn't. Man, I don't remember.
That's the thing. It's the only sport that is played every day at the Olympics. In some way, shape, or form. Men's and women's, men, women, singles, doubles, team. It's crazy. But yeah, I honestly once you said that last week, I was like, damn, dude, you're right. I don't remember. I remember a lot of speed skating, a lot more dancing and figure skating stuff.
Yeah. Although I will say and I don't even know what all is new or different. I don't remember. I don't think I watched it because I feel like it has made enough of an impression that I would have remembered it. But the mogul, the head-to-head racing with the mogul skiing is bonkers. Yeah. Like that, it's nuts.
What do their joints look like when they're done? Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Some of the freestyle skiing stuff is also just absolutely wild.
Honest to God, I'm going to jump in here right now.
Yeah.
And all these sports that we're seeing, that it's like there's a lot of jumping going on, a lot of this and that. You're not seeing a ton of falls. Like we were growing up. I mean, I used to watch the ski jumping just to see the guy or girl crash, and I haven't seen it. You know, the moguls, they get a little bit because they got to be a little bit aggressive. I mean, there's more falling down going on in the speed skating because I mean they're in such tight quarters. But yeah, I remember a lot more falling and a lot more hospital in ambulances in my younger days. But I don't remember seeing too much. I mean, I did see the 4-man bobsled team the other day when the 4 dudes all fell out at the same time.
Yeah.
And the one guy or 3 dudes went down and one guy went down and 3 fell. It was pretty damn funny, man. But I mean, the jumping, but the moguls, the dudes in the half pipe and the snowboards, my God in heavens. That's just unbelievable what they're doing.
It is.
And then there's that one Netflix show from like a dozen years ago about one of these big, you know, he was like a BMX bike rider, but he was also like a snow skier guy and did a lot of this and that. And he went up that half pipe and he came down and he bashed his head off the top of it. Severe trauma, brain injury, all that stuff. And it was just like his rehab from that. And you're just like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah,
these guys going up the hill and they're coming down and they're doing 1,700-degree flips and stuff like that. It's nuts, man.
It is. And the amount of training and how you have to go about training is fascinating to me because just as you're saying, like to practice, right, those moves, well, you're risking like major injury every time. And if you suffer a major injury, right, you're setting yourself back 6 to 12 months anyway. With the training, like it is fascinating to me that the height that some of these athletes get in some of these events, the tricks, how they even think to come up with some of the tricks they do. It's just wild. The bobsled and the luge and the skeleton stuff is just wild to me because it's, you know, tenths or hundredths of a second, and they seem to, and I know they have the clocks, but I mean, like, they know whether they're in a competitive run or not. And with the distance they're going, like, how do you possibly know that? Like, how could you have a feel of, oh yeah, I'm within
skeleton, and the ice is this far from your face?
Yeah.
How are you
all
seeing
of that
a
stuff
score?
is?
How is this happening? It's amazing. But I mean, I asked you this a couple weeks ago. What would you do? Go down on the skeleton head first alone, or would you go down a bobsled? I'd go down a bobsled with somebody else driving, like Kelsey did the other day in his little video.
Yeah,
I could do that. I would add the weight to it for sure. We'd be going down pretty damn fast. But I don't know if I'm fitting in it.
I feel. I think I'd be more comfortable anyway with the bobsled. I will say the skeleton. I mean,
it's crazy, man. If
you could be assured safety, like the skeleton would be. I mean, that would be a thrill ride. If you were assured, like, you know, to the degree that you are when you are on a roller coaster, right? Like, I know it's not 100%, but like 99.9% of the time, you're going to be okay there. If I had that type of assurance, like, the thrill of that skeleton must be,
it's kind of exhilarating,
like crazy high. Not that the bobsled or the luge isn't, but that's a little different. I feel like with the skeleton. I don't know. All of this stuff is just
the
wild to
skeleton's
me.
great. And then the other one that's weird to me is the two-man luge.
Yeah.
Where you're just separated by a piece of polyester,
Yep.
like tight gear stuff. So that's a little odd to me. Like, how does that start? Like, hey, let me lay on top of you and we'll go down on this luge thing and, we'll make a sport out of it. Two-man luge.
There you go.
We can get really, really faster because we're going to have more weight. And why are more fat people part of this? If it's a weight thing, Jeez.
There you go.
Anti-fat
That's
people.
that is a
I'm not
and
saying
on this Fat Tuesday of all we should be celebrating. And I'm with you. We need more fat people in the Olympic Games.
If you could be guaranteed, I would do it. If I'd be guaranteed, like my
that
safety
problem
going
is you
down a
can't
hill.
be guaranteed. That's the whole
Look at that
issue.
thing.
But yeah, the bobsled is it is. It's all. We're watching bobsled right now.
Did
so
you
that's
do
what's
your
on my
homework?
mind.
Did
It
you
is
watch
wild.
the Netflix on a miracle?
I still have not.
Jeffrey,
we got ready to the other night, and then honestly, I'm not forgetting exactly what and it's like, all right, we had to go somewhere. And I'm like,
Saturday
all right.
was
And
hockey,
so,
USA hockey.
no,
Penn
it was.
State hockey.
Anyways, I still have not. I will, but I still have not. Still working on it. Will work.
But that would be, again, I've asked a question to you before, and I've asked a lot of people. You're a Summer Olympic guy, but I'm a winter guy. But can we move wrestling?
I think
to
I'd like
winter?
to see both. I think I would love to see both in person and check out some of the different venues. I think one of the difficulties would be figuring out which, because you can't see everything, obviously. That's the one advantage of the between the TV and the streaming now. Like if you want to check out a little bit of everything, you can do that. Obviously, in person, you're not going to be able to check out all of the events.
I agree.
And that would be the difficulty.
So
is which ones are you?
It's like the Ryder
picking
Cup.
to see.
It's just like the Ryder Cup. It is on television. It's made for television. I swear.
Yeah.
Because you can't watch the Ryder Cup the way you do on television while you're live, because you can't be in 6 to 8 different holes or places.
Yep.
You can't follow that many groups. So it's like the TV. You're right. It's clutch. I just want to be out there watching the downhill. Those downhill skiers. They're all crazy. It's insane. In their own way, man. They're very, very special athletes, man. Downhill skiers, the moguls, the snowboarding. Holy crap, man.
Yeah. Couple of things that stood out. Elena Myers Taylor winning the, what do they call it? The monobob, the single bobsled in her 5th Olympic Games. She's won 5 medals, I think, in the 4 previous Olympic appearances, but never gold. Getting gold, really cool. The U.S. women's hockey team,
unbelievable.
We knew they were going to be good. We knew they were a legit contender for gold, but good heavens, 31-1. They have outscored the opposition through 6 games. They have scored at least 5 goals in all 6 games. They have now recorded 5 straight shutouts at the Olympic Games. Tessa Janicki has had an assist in each of the last 2 games. She's the Penn State senior that is on Team USA, one of 3 current Nittany Lions that competed in the Olympic Games, along with a Penn State alum in women's hockey. Matilda Fontaine has been Italy's now out. They lost their quarterfinal matchup, but Fontaine had 3 goals in the Olympic Games. She'll rejoin the Nittany Lions here as they get ready for the postseason now. Yeah. And keep an eye. Both Penn State hockey teams, men's and women's, have a real shot here to win a national championship this season. And you watch that women's team, even without three of their star players and what they were able to do against RIT. They lost an overtime game on Friday night, but bounced back and took the regular season finale on Saturday. Janicki, obviously very special, but Team USA, again, dominant doesn't even begin to describe. I mean, it is Penn State Wrestling-esque.
Yes.
The way they are dominating the competition. One
goal.
Does not guarantee anything on Thursday, but I do like the chances of Team USA. Again, the United States 1:10 on Thursday afternoon. So we'll be able to watch the end of that game during our show on Thursday as the U.S. Faces off shockingly against Canada. Who saw that coming, Goon?
I don't know. Sort of like the men's hockey also, which has been spectacular in itself.
It has. Yes. Yeah, again, the stories, I know some people, I love the stories. I'll say that. Really, to me, that is what sports is about, is overcoming, and different people are going to overcome different obstacles. I get not everybody is overcoming the loss of both parents or a horrific car accident to yourself or whatever. But part of sports, right, is perseverance and being able to overcome obstacles, whatever they may be. And some of the stories are beyond heartwarming, and not just the U.S., and that's to me one of the neat things. It's I think
I love them all. I love the Olympics in general. Everything about it.
I like anything where I forget if I don't think it was on this show. Now I'm forgetting. Recently, I was talking about my favorite wrestling event is the NCAA tournament, but it's not, and the wrestling and seeing who's crowned national champion and the individual champions is certainly part of it. And I love seeing all of the competition. But one of the things to me that makes the nationals so great and so fun is inevitably you run into fans from other teams, but even more so parents or siblings from other wrestlers. And it's like, you may be a huge Penn State fan, but you get into a conversation while you're in line for popcorn with the grandmother of the 133-pounder for Columbia, and her son's dreamed about being at nationals, and he finally made it as a senior, whatever the case may be, or it's a ranked
I got a
guy.
great story for you with that.
You end up rooting for, it's like, man, I want my Penn State guys to win, but you run into people and you just naturally, right? Oh man, she seems like a great lady, or that's an inspiring story, and you end up following some other guys for personal reasons. That to me is really neat, and it's got to be the same thing at the Olympic Games, right? You have to run into some people from other countries, and you get to know them, and hey, they bought me a beer, or they had a great story about how they got to know this athlete and what a great person they are, and you start. You have to start to follow some of that.
It happened in Detroit with me and Austin and our crew. The people sitting at the table next to us having a couple drinks, we just, us, we're loud, gregarious, come on over, join us, this and that. So their son was like the 125 or 133 for Northwestern. And I think he transferred to Michigan, like within the last year or two. You know what I'm talking about? But the whole week, we were with them, and they just became part of our crew. We're over there cheering this kid from Northwestern on throughout the tournament and all, because we went to all sessions. So when he did lose, we were watching his backup matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
His parents were in the suite with us, and it was just like one of those things that was great. But I have a Conlin family story. So my older brother played basketball he got out of high school in 85. So 86 to 90, he was at LaSalle University. 2 NCAA tournaments, 2 NIT title, all that stuff. So they were a really good team. He was good. So he ended up being on some USA Olympic team, and they played over in Austria and Hungary. Not you know, Austria and Hungary, not the
Yes.
actual empire. Well, I got a great story about my dad there. He had like 25 pints of beer, and the owner was like, Jesus, he came out like giving him shots, and my brother had to go pick him up.
Oh,
my
boy.
dad was like sitting in somewhere in Hungary, just bombed. So they played with a guy, and it's funny is because they were, the families were traveling together, that whose kids were on a team, and these people called us and like, I'm in grade school. And they say, hey, our son just got a contract. Our other son, he's a quarterback from William and Mary. He's going to be he's trying out for the Philadelphia Eagles. Can he stay at your house for a couple of weeks? He's married, this and that. He goes, he's a free agent. He doesn't have any money. And, we live 15, 20 minutes from downtown or whatever. So my parents like, of course, So here's like, had it not been for a basketball tournament in a world stage, they would have never met this guy. And, this guy going and trying out for the Eagles and stuff like that. It was just like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, your sport specifically, but you could see where that wrestling, like, camaraderie is really, really big at the Olympics. Like, you were an athlete, you competed in the Olympics, like, you get it. When wrestlers see each other with the cauliflower ears,
Yep.
And I'm like that with offensive linemen. I'm looking at them, and it used to be you saw a ring, and you were like, okay, who is that? You know what I mean? Because this is when rings were actually things, and like there was a reason for it. Not winning a Citrus Bowl or competing in a Citrus Bowl, you don't get like a two-knuckle ring like you do nowadays. So football players have that, but I really, really, your wrestling world is very, very tight on all levels. Because you all, as competitors, you know what it's like to go out on that mat alone in front of all these people and do this. I mean, it's pretty damn impressive. I can sit there and say I played in the Rose Bowl. My claim to fame is I played in the Rose Bowl. I started the Rose Bowl game. Yada yada yada. 100,000 people. How many people watching at home? 60 million people watching at home. That's great. This and that. It's awesome. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So people would ask me about that, and in the wrestling world, you guys know, if I see somebody, the first person that they say they played in the Rose Bowl, what's my first thing I say to them? Worst bowl out there, wasn't it? And everybody to a T says that bowl sucked. It really does. It really did. It really does all that stuff, but it's what goes into it. But the camaraderie with the wrestling and, Austin is Austin. He's just going to open it, his arms up to anybody. So it's just funny as your group gets bigger and bigger. So we're in Cleveland this year. Austin has a business client who let us use the suite. What was it? It was 2019 or 18. 19.
19. Yep.
So we used his box, right? And this guy is like this monster wrestling fan now. Canadian guy, lives in Cleveland.
Is that right?
He's like a big wrestling fan now. He's waited for this like coming up. He's like, oh, I got you guys straightened up. We're gonna be good. We got all this, and all that in the box. And it's like, okay, holy crap, man. So I'm looking forward to it. But I love the camaraderie of the wrestling. It is a lot like football, but it's also you do have your arrogant ass football players and baseball players. I mean, you're gonna have that. I'm sure you have that with wrestling too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. There's human beings.
I will be in the suite this year doing splits with my double bicep.
There you go.
That's how I roll. Whatever he does.
Look forward to seeing the pictures of that. That should be a lot of fun for all of us.
What I've got in the emergency room with my legs being completely snapped in two? Yeah. That'll be hilarious.
Good times coming up in Cleveland. All right. We'll take a break here. We are back with a final segment on this Tuesday afternoon, if I can get the commercial break lined up here, and we will return. You are listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, Coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox, State College.
And back here on a Tuesday afternoon, one final segment. It is the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube. And again, great place to come on down, watch the Olympics or any of your other favorite sporting events.
Oh, by the way.
I think for the last 20 minutes, we're just going to let Goon break down the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Oh,
go ahead.
what
Goon.
an unbelievable time.
What was your favorite part
Goodness,
of it?
great. It happened already? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
All I can see.
If you're an NBA fan, that is fine. There was a time where I did follow it.
Yep.
I really did.
In the same breath,
I was never as passionate
hockey
about it as other sports, but man, I just I have zero interest.
No, dude, I saw a picture last
all.
week. It was like 1990 East All-Star team. All 12 guys in the Hall of Fame. and the game meant something. Like they wanted to pound.
Yeah,
like it was ridiculous. I'm like looking at this team, and you're like, holy God! It was like a dream team junior.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it meant something to them. But I mean, I'm looking at we're watching. When's the last time you watched the hockey All-Star game?
Oh yeah, All-Star games
or
in
the
general.
Pro Bowl in general. It's just like we don't need to have them. Like,
really, the only reason I watch the baseball is because of the Mad Turtle. I mean, he's into it right now. But I mean,
dude, I just realized, man, he's gonna like Castellanos. He's setting himself up for such pain and frustrations.
Well,
Mad Turtle, come on, buddy. You need a new team. Come to Philadelphia, Turtle.
Welcome to being a Pirates fan. He will not know the ultimate frustration of being a Pirates
They
fan.
have fans?
Well,
I'm booked, by the way. We're booked.
Yeah.
For that weekend.
For the PNC Park trip.
It's unbelievable how many people it's comical, Jeff.
Yeah.
If I talk to people and they're like, I'm a Red Sox fan. Yes, I go to that series in Pittsburgh every year. Do you know how much cheaper it is? And that's what every person says. Do you know how much cheaper it is to get tickets?
Yeah.
To get hotels down there and everything. You're not traveling up to Boston. I'm not traveling to Philadelphia and spending $28 on a beer.
Well,
it's only $19 at PNC.
They're surprised that it's cheaper to go see a minor league team than it is Major League. I mean, come on.
I didn't know we had to watch the game. I thought we were just going down to the parking lot and throw some cornhole boards.
We'll see. I think the Pirates are going to be a better offensive team with all of these signings. I don't know that they're ultimately, and I think they'll be a better overall team, but I'm not sure it's going to be quite as substantial as what you would think given the added bats that they have acquired, because I think they are underestimating the negative impact that the lineup is going to have defensively. Again, there had to be some give and take. I get it. I'm still not sure I completely see how this roster is going to be put together for like game in, game out lineup. And I'm still intrigued by that. And we'll be watching the spring training games with particular interest to see kind of who emerges and how if everything comes together, I can allow myself to dream that, man, if Triolo can start, if he can hit all season long the way he did toward the end of last year, look out. That's going to be phenomenal. If Ozuna can go back to his hitting form from 2 years ago, man, what a bat they have there at DH. So you can do that, like the hypothetical, man, this could. And if it all happens, it could be, they could catch that lightning in a bottle that we talk about all of the time with the Pirates. And man, this could be a magical year.
And guess what's going to happen?
None of it will.
No, they're going to be the Montreal
wow.
Expos of 1994, and then they're going to say, oh, by the way, we're going to strike now. So,
we're going to leave the city when we get back on the other side of it.
Would that not be the most Pittsburgh thing of all time? I wouldn't say Pittsburgh. It would be the Pirate thing of all time. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. You're giving me a headache. I don't even. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Expos in 1994 had the best record in the history of the game at that point, and then they said, "Oh, we have a strike right now."
Never mind.
Yep. Bye-bye. No more records.
Never mind.
But that would be the most pirate thing of all time, right there. USA just took the lead in the two-man bobsled. So
yeah,
I got Deutschland up right now.
I am excited to see how things look here. When the regular season actually starts and what we see hopefully come together in spring training for the Pirates and Major League Baseball in general.
Yeah.
The Dear Mad Turtle is not happy with the Dolphins either. With they appear to be. I think they're going to be remaking.
They're going to get rid of Tua.
A huge portion of that roster, but Tyreek Hill out of there, and they're going to be in retooling mode in a big way here. That is
so.
apparent.
I thought about you guys the other day.
Yeah,
not as in you and the Turtle, but you as a Steelers fan. So there was a report that came out that there might be some higher end quarterbacks available right now because there is just not a good pool of draft picks coming in or that are free agents in this market right now. And two of the names were obviously was Joe Burrow, so that he might be available because the Bengals might want to try to sell him off to get a bunch of pawn pieces.
Yeah.
And then the other one was C.J. Stroud. And I was like, well, there's a guy right there. He's still young as hell. He has shown sparks of brilliance. And I'm like, that might be the guy for the Steelers because it's like they obviously cannot draft him. They're not. I mean, they have how many attempts now to replace Roethlisberger? Kenny Pickett, they gave him 2 years and they ran him out.
And again, we still don't know with Will Howard.
Yeah.
I still would like to
you're on him, dude.
See. Well, again, and it's not that I'm. Hey, that's definitively the answer, but
no.
Boy, do I!
They have a veteran team. They don't have the time to bring in a young guy.
But I do. I love his. I mean, he has the Joe Burrow moxie, right? Like he has that. I'm going to show you fire. Whether or not he has the skill set to back that up at the NFL level, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced either way. But I would like to see that opportunity occur and see a healthy Will Howard get a chance to show what he can do. The Aaron Rodgers thing is still interesting. It is hard to imagine for me, despite I get the McCarthy connection. I get that, he seems to genuinely like the organization and the team. He also, he was not able to play Aaron Rodgers football because of that offensive line. I mean, it was, we got to get rid of the ball. It's hard to imagine that's going to change drastically in the upcoming season. Might get a little better, needs to get a little better, needs to get a lot better, but needs to get a little better this season. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, is there a scenario? And I don't think I can convince myself that there is. But what I would like to convince myself of is that there is a scenario where Aaron Rodgers graciously helps Will Howard along, plays that first half of the season, keeps the Steelers in contention. Will Howard, it's decided within the organization, this is our guy. This is the next franchise quarterback. And you give him that opportunity to grow a little bit under Rodgers and then cut him loose, and here we go. That is the dream scenario. One, I don't think that's Aaron Rodgers' makeup. That, hey, yeah, let's let the young buck, since I got us here to the halfway point, doesn't seem likely. And I'm not sure that you're going to see enough in practice, right, to definitively, yep, all right, this is our guy we're going to hand the reins over as the season plays out. So while that is the dream vision I have, I see about a 1%, maybe a little less than that chance of that scenario playing out. I do think it's going to be interesting to see. One, does Aaron Rodgers decide he wants to give this another go with the Steelers? Does he want to give it another go, period, meaning another season in the NFL? If so, are the Steelers really the team he wants to come back with? And if so, are the Steelers? Yeah, yep. Let's roll with this and see what we can do in the upcoming season. I don't know the answer on any of those three, especially if, you have some conversations and it's like, oh, yeah, Joe Burrow would be interested in coming over here, or C.J. Stroud, or, somebody else out there that I'm not necessarily thinking of. It does not feel like the draft this year is where you're going to. Now, maybe somebody stumbles into it. We haven't even talked on the Chambliss situation. Speaking of quarterbacks, full mess.
Yeah. He's back.
Yes, but and I'm forgetting the backup quarterback's name now, but he was basically promised the gig next season because they were presuming Chambliss would be moving on. And so that guy now is kind of caught and not going to be getting the money that he was expecting. I don't know if he was promised the money or not, but certainly not what he was expecting. And this is the thing, this goes back to the COVID situation. And one of the many difficulties with the world we're living in now is that you don't know when a guy's career is actually over way too often. And it well, on one hand, you're like, oh, yeah, man, what a win for Mississippi to be able to get Chambliss back. Well, yeah, maybe. Because you've talked about it, Goon. Like that 5-year spot seems like the sweet spot for the college career. That after that 5th year, even if you love the sport, love the school, all of it,
you're done.
But yes, your body and your mind, it's like, oh, that is a grind. And it's I'm assuming it's the same thing in football. Maybe in some ways it's even more so. I just know in wrestling, it is such a grind. I've talked about it with Masa Ono because it's that freestyle season is so different than a college wrestling season in that you set up the events you're going to. You can give your body a couple of weeks of rest. And I don't mean you're sitting around, but I mean you're not going hard, and then you're training and you know how to peak and all of that stuff. The college wrestling season, yeah, you're trying to peak for certain events, but I mean, it is a grind from start to finish. Like you're preparing for competitions just about every week, and you're doing it while taking classes, and it is a lot. And again, even if you're passionate about the sport and you love school and you love your school, it's just, man, once you get past 5 years, I just think it's a lot. I think it's a lot for your body. I think it's a lot for your mind to just be able to continue with that grind and be able to perform at a high level. So that's one component of it. Then the other part is, again, there is just a rhythm. It's one of the things that makes, I think, college sports really special, really neat is, hey, every year it's going to be a different team. You're going to lose that senior class. You're going to welcome the freshmen. Some guys will grow. There'll be some injuries. It's just different. Every year is different, and pretty substantially so, even for a rock solid program, right? It's just you lose a bunch of guys and you get a bunch of new guys every year. And there is an expected ebb and flow there. All right, well, we lost that guy, and here's the next guy that we've been getting ready. Well, that gets disrupted when you get the situation that Ole Miss has now.
Are you staying? Are you going? Are you going to keep your last year? It's coaches got to know. For recruiting purposes, 1,000,000%.
Yep. Yeah, and it's I'll be really I will follow Ole Miss and Chambliss very closely in the upcoming season, because
it's odd to me he didn't want to go to the NFL, because
especially this year.
Was hot.
Yes.
And the way he ended his year, he was like, okay, this guy's legit. He's it. And then just to be like, oh, I want to come back and play college, and it's like, I don't understand it. I don't understand. Does he not transition to the NFL? They were saying he may have played himself up. Like, go. Well, that's what.
Yeah. Again,
there are people out there who say guys are afraid to go to the NFL, where they're guaranteed money here in college, and they can be the big man on campus, or you got to go back there and earn something in the NFL, or possibly lose it or not make it. I can understand a guy like Chambly if he had no shot at the NFL. You know what I mean? If he's a true like RPO quarterback in college, all this and all that, does not transition to the NFL. Yes, you want to stay in college as much as you can because you're going to get a lot of money. You can make a lot of money. But he transitions to the NFL well, I think.
I think so, too.
So but it just drives you crazy. It's like, well, what are we doing here? You know, and then now the quarterback. Now the quarterback has to decide where he wants to go because he has to get to the transfer portal again, renegotiate a contract, and guess what? He's going to go to a school where there's another guy who's the quarterback right now who he's going to replace, and then he is going to leave that school. They're not going to just both the domino effect. Let's just call it that. Like that backup quarterback's going to go somewhere else now. Then that backup quarterback's going to leave, and now he's going to go somewhere else. And it's just it's crazy, nuts, man.
It is crazy.
Stupidity.
Yeah, to me, that's going to be a really interesting story to follow in the upcoming football season. Is how that thing plays out at Ole Miss. Now, you add into it the new coach. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be interesting with Ole Miss football in the upcoming season and kind of how that all plays out, both in the upcoming season and moving forward. Let's see. I think we're out of time. That's going to take care of it for a Tuesday.
Fantastic show. USA
covered
hockey.
a lot
Let's
of
go,
ground.
Baby. Let's go. USA hockey.
Yes, Team USA, the men's squad.
All of them. Let's go.
Yep, both looking for gold here. Again, the women will be in the gold medal game, and they'll be playing that game, finishing up while we are on the air on Thursday. So we will look forward to that, and we will talk to you again on Thursday. Until then, be good and be safe.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox.